People think that artificial intelligence is something very new. Actually, in 1956, John McCarthy first used this term in MIT, wherein they talked about construction of a computer program that engages in a task that are currently more satisfactorily performed by human beings because they require high level mental processes such as perceptual learning, memory organization, and critical learning. So it is a very old thing that is there and when we understand about the ecosystem, as I was mentioning you, it is a huge ecosystem. Artificial intelligence, in 1956, John McCarthy, he told about this particular thing that I just told you as well, that anything that can replicate or can do something that a human does better or even the same or even better than the human intelligence. So that was the something by which this term was coined in 1956, and a lot of work was been doing in that area. But we all know that these things requires machines. These things require processes. That's why in 1997 machine learning, which is a subset of AI that actually enables the machine to learn from existing historical data, because we have data, we require processing power. And as in 1997 when chips became cheaper and it became accessible to customers, then a lot of growth started in this area. Hyperscalers like AWS, Google started entering in this field and providing processors for people to work on these technologies. Then we have deep learning, because as the data grew, as the demand for high accurate models and efficiency grew, then what actually happened, that there was an advent of deep learning. It is a more advanced, sophisticated machine learning models which are based on neural network and lot of neurons that are there, and this was the birth of deep learning that we see that is there, wherein a lot of neural network is involved. And then this is a debatable topic. Generative AI is not something that started in November 2020, but in 2018 when Google released this paper, Attention is All You Need, and talked about transformers, and the birth of LLM started at that time. So we all know that there are generative AI is something that generates. So there was a work that was actually going on that. In 2022, it became more prevalent to the consumers like us. ChatGPT, in 1 week of its launch, it garnered around 100 million users, and there was a buzz around it. So anything that generates, right? The birth of it started in 2018, but it got commercialized and came to public in 2022, and this is very, very powerful, right? It can not only generate text but image as well as video that we are looking at. So this is the whole ecosystem. A lot of things are there in artificial intelligence. Many people tell a lot of things to me. As a data scientist for 19 years, it becomes really confusing. So just a question to the audience who is listening, right? When something about AI comes in your mind, there are a lot of buzzwords that people speak, right? Predictive, machine learning, decoding data science, TensorFlow. But end of the day, I personally simplify it that anything to do with data, that you are using the power of data to derive value in the future, however it is, that comes under the gamut of artificial intelligence. Whatever I showed you here, all these things would not be possible without data. Even the ChatGPT that we are using has been a work of 5 years of the data preparation and making the LLMs for us to use. So this is a very, very broad definition of artificial intelligence. And one more example to show you how and the difference between a software program and an AI or a machine learning. So the basic unit of an artificial intelligence is a machine learning model. It can be a forecasting model or whatever it is. The difference is you give an input and instructions to the computer and an output comes. This is a part of the traditional software programming that has been there for ages. But machine learning or artificial intelligence is, you don't tell the machine an instruction, you give an input, you expect an output, you give an output for it to, this is a basic artificial intelligence that makes the machine learn from the input and output what can be the type of word. Even in ChatGPT, the way the model, in a very simple way, there are examples of a good sentence, right? That is what labelers come into the picture. When you give an output, this should be an expected output. So some of these type of expected output has to be given. That is the part of the supervised learning. I'm not talking about unsupervised learning, but this is the basic crux of how a supervised machine learning works. And not into the too much details, but just to understand that the instructions are not given implicitly by the users, but we make the machine learn from a very good input and an output, and then you can see the equation has been created here, and it provides the ability to of the machine to automatically learn and provide and improve from the experience without being explicitly programmed. So these are some of the basic things about machine learning we should know, and some of the very simple examples that we see in our industry is fraudulent transactions, how we can flag them, how we can forecast the product demand that is going on. And we all know our Netflix and all our Amazons, how we can personalize content according to our behavior. So this gives you an overall good idea about artificial intelligence, how it is different from traditional programming and any software. Looking forward for you to learn more details about this topic in the next videos. Have a great day.